first and second cycle schools in the Ashanti region are yet to fully appreciate the import of observing the COVID-19 safety protocols as schools reopen. In breach of social distancing protocols, the students walk to school holding conversations without their masks. Now, Jima has been to some schools in the region and filed this report.
Most of the students are happy returning to school after several months of break due to COVID-19 pandemic. But these students walking to school are without their nose masks.
Where's your mask?
It's in my bag. It is in my bag.
So why aren't you wearing it on your way to school?
I intend buying the mask in school. I didn't get some to buy on my way. I will strictly adhere to all the protocols.
It is difficult for me to breathe in the mask, but I'll wear it. At the entrance of Bomsu School, some students stand at the entrance to enforce hand washing and the wearing of nose masks. Within the school compound, the protocols are observed. Veronica buckets are dotted across campus, but authorities will not allow the team to film. At American Dream Educational Complex, fears of parents were allayed after witnessing the measures in place for the safety of students.
I
harbored some fear walking my child to school this morning. The president mentioned that cases continue to rise, so I was disturbed. But seeing the measures in place, I am satisfied.
Thermometer gun check that's how temperature no higher.
I think we have put in place measures that is going to take care of that. As far as monetary stuff is concerned, we making sure that we pay for whatever we are using as parents. And we've done our PTA virtual meeting on our platforms. On this Sunday, we are going to have a face-to-face PTA, meeting, and we are going to see how best we are going to, sustain this thing.
Protocols are strictly observed in classrooms at the Solid Rock of Ages International School at Bokrom. Classroom sizes have been reduced to between 20 and 25 to ensure social distancing in classrooms. Proprietor Isaac Bwedi wants government to extend support to private schools.
Some schools in other regions have been fumigated. I know they did some work in Kumasi, but here in the Bokrom circuit, most schools were not fumigated. So we had to do it ourselves, but some are unable to afford.
From Kumasi for Joynews, Jima reporting.
In the central region, Joynews' Richard Kujonyako has been studying the happenings in the schools as they reopened Monday. He reports many of the school pupils were not in masks, and those who had the mask had it either in their bags or in their pockets. Here's more in the following report.
This was how normal this basic school was when I visited. The new normal was lost on them and was business as usual. Outside the classrooms, the school pupils treat themselves to some games. In the class 6 of the Iguasi Anglican School, a total of about 40 pupils in the class, and only 2 pupils had their mask on when I visited. I engaged them.
Good morning. How are you? How many of you know about coronavirus? Have you heard of it? Yes. How can we prevent coronavirus from infecting us?
Wearing our masks and sanitizer.
Okay, but you're not wearing masks, right? Okay, but when you are seated in the class, you're not wearing one. But you want to be infected with coronavirus?
Yes.
Okay, so henceforth, what will you do?
So wear my mask.
Okay, so wear your mask and let me see. Where is your mask? You didn't bring some, or it's in your pocket? Or why have you put your mask in the pocket? Wait. To bring your mask.
Regional chairman of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, Dr. Isaac Owusu, after his tour of some of the schools in the region, had this to say.
Going around few schools this morning, what we've seen, particularly at the public basic school, it is not encouraging. Why am I saying so? If you look at the children that have come to school, if you take about 10 pupils or students, it is out of 1 or 2 that are with the nose mask, which is very unfortunate. I think the parents that have their wards at the public basic school are not helping matters, as well as the employer, that is the GES and Ministry of Education, because schools have officially resumed today. But unfortunately, the GES has not been able to provide the PPEs for the schools. Likewise, the parents have also sat down without making provision of the PPEs before allowing their children to go to school. And we all know the risk at which we are all standing now.
Deputy Central Regional Director of Health in charge of Public Health, Dr. Godfred Sapon, gave the statistics on the case management in the region.
Cumulatively, we have 2,212 cases. And this is taking it from the 8th of April, when we first had our first case, to date. And our active case count currently is at 47. Majority of them, I think about the 36.
Now to the second Takadu Metropolis, where a few of the schools have decided to reopen on Wednesday, January 20, so they could adequately prepare for the return of their students. There was, however, adherence to the coronavirus preventive protocols, particularly face masks for those that had reopened. At the Presbyterian Academy in Takoradi, the students appeared quite excited to be back in school.
COVID-19 had a serious impact on students. The students learned better from their teachers, and due to COVID-19, teachers were not allowed to come to school, so were students not allowed to be in school. So our learning has been drastically affected. We are preparing for our upcoming external examination, which is the BC, and without teachers, we stand no chance of passing. So I'm very happy that the government has allowed us to come to school, although we have heard rumors of an impending second or third wave, but our education is more important than the sickness. Life must continue.
Actually, staying at home has been it has had a negative effect upon our education. They brought out the online learning and this kind of stuff, but because of financial difficulties, most of us couldn't enjoy something about it. So the result has actually have an effect upon our education.
Speaking with Joynews, head of the COVID-19 team at the school, Sandra Kumsing, was hopeful pupils will adhere to all the protocols.
And my duty is to make sure the kids observe the COVID-19 protocol. So I'm starting from class by class, but I'm beginning it with but this is basic 3, and I'm in charge of basic 3. At first, we used to sit in pairs. You see 2 kids on one desk. But now, because of the social distancing, the children are now sitting one on one desk, as you can see, observing the social distancing. And before they came inside too, me and my team, we took their temperatures and we also make sure they wash their hands. Since they are kids, I assist them in washing of their hands before they came inside.
In the Volta region, heads and teachers in the various schools had difficulty ensuring students and school children observe the COVID-19 protocols. Education Director for the Anglonga District, Yvonne Akpene Amabruce, said parents are not ready to cooperate.
The part of the directorate, we have engaged the teachers and the heads, so they know what the protocol is all about. So, as you rightly said, the teachers on their part are trying hard to make sure that the students and pupils wash their hands before they enter, they sanitize their hands before they get to the classrooms and then the libraries. But the difficulty we are facing is this. Yesterday, we were in 2 different groups. We went around the churches in the district so that we could go. And then we engage the parents and the communities, as you see, that when their wards are leaving their sites for school, they should try as much as possible to give them the mask.
District Chief Executive Fuanlonga said Gbogbo Lulu Yomavu asked parents to supply their children with basic needs to help them observe the protocols.
That there is a directive now that schools should reopen, and school has opened. But at the end, we need a cooperation of the parents so that we can all do it in such a way that we all be happy. But as you can see, the parents are not cooperating because we all feel that at times the government is doing its best, but the parents will have to be supportive. Because when we talk about the sanitizers and then the nose masks, I think whatever we have in stock have been shared to the schools. We know that it's not enough, but we are expecting more to add to all those things. But the appeal is that the parents have to support. At times when your ward is going to school, maybe sanitizer and nose masks. Now we just add one or two. But we can see that they are not supporting at all. But this COVID we are talking about is real. But some people, this attitude that COVID is not there is just something we are saying, and at the end, I think it's because of that. That's why we are having that problem. But we also, who are here at the helm of our affairs, we are also trying our possible best to educate the people.
In the northern region, Martina Bugri has been engaging students of the Kalfuhini SDA in the Tamale metropolis who have been giving several reasons why it will be difficult for them to adhere to the protocols. The students cite their classroom sizes, which compels them to sit about 3 and 2 on a desk, thereby making social distancing impracticable. They are therefore asking the government for more classroom blocks and water to help them comply.
Since the time I came to school, I've not seen anyone wearing nose masks, especially the students. And government said that he will provide us with nose masks, and he has not given us the nose mask yet. So we are hoping that he provides us with the nose masks and the water, especially the water. When it comes to the washing hands and the sanitizer, we have to go to the communities to fetch water, and I won't come in. Pour it inside the containers before we can get water to wash our hands. So we are hoping that the government will provide us with the nose masks and the water and sanitizer.
The president announced that school children should resume school on 15th, and on Friday we